My name's Ira. I'm originally from Baltimore, and I teach second grade in the Bronx right now. I'm let's see this. As an educator, and there are many of us here tonight, I'm deeply concerned about the future of our public schools and the futures of the children in the public schools in particular, and particularly those schools in lower income communities and urban communities. And my question is basically, what do you feel is the role of politics in shaping that future, and what can politicians and what should politicians be doing to help improve and reform our public schools?
I'll tell you, I'll start off, I'm going to be somewhat brief here, and not only because I don't know that much. I used to think that the federal government had a greater role and greater responsibilities for local schools than I feel is now helpful. I must tell you, with the No Child Left Behind Act, with the Educational Act of this administration, which essentially is built on educational acts of previous federal governments, they are turning our kids into little test-taking machines. The only way they can judge how a kid is doing is by sitting them down, making them take a test, and then saying, okay, you pass, which means the school passes, which means the school district passes. Do you know what I mean? We've gotten away from the part of education that is simply a peaceful and intelligent teacher sitting with young people and trying to teach them. It's all gotten, I think, too complicated. Do the schools need more money? Yes, they always have in my entire lifetime. But I've seen them get more money than ever and not become better than ever, but become in some appreciable ways worse than ever. So I'm very skeptical of the power of the federal government. At the same time, I'd like local parents and local people to have more power, more authority, more involvement, and be allowed to come in and help. Ted's going to disagree now.
No, on the contrary, I agree with all of that. And I want to salute you. You're the Lenny Skutnik that ought to be up in the gallery. The sad truth is we need far more teachers in our public schools, and we need to pay our teachers a lot better, including those who are in the poor urban districts like you. But I want to also, where I do want to, it's not a disagreement, Peggy, in the sense that it's an agreement. I want to just point out, and we all went through this in politics, the slickness of political nomenclature. One of the great black ladies of my generation was Marion Wright Edelman, who formed one of the best of all the organizations for helping black children, based in Washington, and she had a slogan, which she invented. She probably didn't get a copyright on it, she should have. It was called, "Leave No Child Behind." Oh, and behold, the slogan is stolen by a very slick administration, which turns out to have a program with that name that didn't live up to the name. Instead, it emphasizes tests, 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 and I'm only sympathetic with teachers, but if they have to teach only to the test, they aren't necessarily teaching the student the substance, particularly when the administration and Congress have failed to provide the full appropriations necessary for the financing of that program. So Leave No Child Behind turns out to be a misnomer. A lot of kids have been left behind. The misnomer you're going to hear tonight is when the president defends warrantless wiretapping without tapping into your phones and your email and whatever without bothering to get a warrant or a court authority, even though Congress back in the 70s passed a special law and set up a special court to enable our spy agencies to tap in on anybody. Anyway, he doesn't like it called wiretapping, so listen closely tonight. It is now called the Terrorist Surveillance Program.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you. I think I'm in agreement.
Thank you.